Hello everyone. Today we're going to be reviewing our wall test on the electrical plugs and switches side. So this particular video will be going over how to wire a basic switch. So that's kind of where we're starting out. So I'm going to pan over here to our whiteboard. So a basic switch. Now this particular picture shows it could be GFI'd if it was coming from a GFI, but the switch the plug we're starting with right now, receptacle, has power coming into it onto the gold screw with this small opening, and on the neutral side will be coming in, landing on the silver screw, and then our ground will be going into the green screw. So I'm going to kind of bring in one here so you guys can see that. So kind of some anatomy of a plug here. The longer side here always goes on the silver side, which is the neutral side. On the other side, we have the gold side, which is always going to be on the short stab, is going to be the hot. Okay? Now, a couple other things we have to worry about. We have stab-in receptacles on the back, so we can stab the wire right in. If any of my guys do that, I will write them up. We do not stab plugs. It's the number one reason I go back to redo jobs on plug-wise, is that people have stabbed them into the back, and it is done that way. Now, this is not because the plug can't handle it. This is a 15 amp outlet that is rated for 20 amps. So 20 amps can flow through here. But, so you'll have a lot of people say, well, it's rated for 20. This area here, I've seen wear out and melt out the back of the plug many, many, many times. Another thing you'll see here, I don't know, can we see right there? Okay, so there's a little gold area here. Let me see if I can point it out here. This little gold item here is on both sides. And it's a silver one on this side and a gold one on this side. This is what connects the top to the bottom. When that happens, we can actually take that guy out and separate it. So maybe I want this one switched or this one switched. Or maybe I'm in a kitchen and I want this one to be one circuit and this one to be a separate circuit, because maybe I have a toaster oven or a microwave, one or the other. I can actually cut that guy out. So this is for another one we're doing. But you'll notice that little gold piece let me flip it over so we can see that they're gold. So this gold piece right here has been taken out. And that makes this one operate separate from this one. But now it's still sharing a neutral because we still have this one on this side. So now I can just put one neutral to it. So this is going to be for a switch. If I wanted to run them two separate circuits, I'd break it on both sides and put a circuit on the bottom, circuit on the top. So the neutral and the hot would be going to one section. Okay? Now when we're seeing here, so that's what these little jumpers are here. And we notice that we have our power coming over into the box and going directly in, our ground going to the bottom and here. Now, if we were going to come out of this box to another idea, to another plug or another situation, we'd want to make sure we pigtailed and didn't stab in the back. Worst case scenario, if we didn't have enough wire or something like that, we'd go screw to screw. So we'd put our line on top, load on bottom, going out to another receptacle. So we're going to scoot in here. This is our wall. This is how you'll see it when you start the test. All of the receptacles and all the switches are pulled out and left in the blue bins down below. This system has been safetied off because all of our systems come like this. And you have to check out the key for this from Ryan. Ryan will give you the key so you can take it off after you're done testing to test the wall and make sure it worked. Okay? So that guy will come here, hanging like that, down here. Now if we swing around real quick, we're going to come over here and show you guys how to wire up a switch, or a plug, a receptacle here. So we have our receptacle. We have both of our items are attached. So I go ahead and right off the bat, when I know I'm not going to be doing anything, going anywhere direction or anything, I'm going to go ahead and screw in this bottom screw. So I do that on both sides. Okay? Now, we don't stab, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and strip back our wires. So if you guys And I always mark these so I know where to strip to. So I have mine marked at 10 on mine. And that allows me to do a roll here, and I know that it's the right distance stripped, okay? So what I'll do for this one, it's going on this side. So I'm twisting the screw this way. So I want it to go up and around. So I'm going to twist, that's what these little holes are for on your strippers. So I'm going to go ahead and push it in, grab the very, very tip here, and roll it over. I'm going to go ahead and lock it on the screw. Using our electrician screwdriver with a Phillips flathead tip, locking it in and twisting it down. Just there. Now on this side, we're going to twist the opposite direction. So I'm going to put it in here. Sorry to do this, kind of blocking you guys here. We're going to put it in, and we're going to twist it down. Okay? And the reason for that is because of how the screw is spinning. So when the screw spins this way, and we can tighten them up a little bit if we need to. Remember, we want our sheathing to not be under the screw. That's really important. So that one's real close, but works. And tighten it down, and we do the same thing on our ground. We'll roll down. Just like that. Gonna pop it in. Scroll all the way down, tighten it up. We're going to zigzag it back and forth, to kind of accordion it. So I always try to put my neutral kind of in the middle here, or my ground, sorry, in the back. And then I'm just going to go back and forth, and push it in. Once I've got it all the way pushed in, where I want it, I always do the bottom first. It makes it a little easier to get the screw in there. And then we'll do the top. If I can get myself to work without being straight in front of it. Okay. Now this happens to be GFI'd on the other side of the wall. So mark it as main GFI because that's what's running this side. But we always have to put these, if they're GFI'd, we have to be a protected outlet by GFI. That's why when you open up a GFI, you'll have multiple of those little tags in there. Now, one thing that I always think is very important, and I was always taught this, is to have the screw straight up and down. Is that necessary? No, but it makes it look really nice. Customers like that. They, a lot of old school electricians will yell at you if you don't have the screw straight up and down. So all of our GFI'd on this whole entire section are all going to be the darker colored plugs with different, plates mattering what they do. So you'll kind of see that through the whole thing, whether it's a three-way switched or whatever, but all the plugs that have a GFI going to them are going to be this dark color. And as always, guys, thank you very much. This is the first of all the videos, so please watch the rest of them. Please like, subscribe. Tell me I didn't do a good job. Tell me you do it a different way. Tell me you want to know what kind of strippers I was using today, because they're awesome. And every single freaking place out there should be. And just so you know, this is an ideal. These are the Reflex T handles, and it is, the part number is going to be a 45-618. This one comes all the way up to number 6 wire. So if you're a solar guy, they go all the way down to 14, all the way up to 6, and we'll cut screws 832 and 632. Greatest set of strippers I ever own. And if they go out of business or don't do it, I'm going to buy 1 million of these and pack them away. But I always keep at least 2 good pairs still in the package ready to go, because I will not go to work without these. So as always, guys, have a great day. Leave messages, comments on the bottom, and like and subscribe.